Alright, hi there ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a quick one this evening, and please forgive the Brian Connolly from the Sweet haircut. I was coming out the other day to trim it and I fell asleep after. So yeah, it's kind of stuck like this for a minute. Don't know why. Anyway, I'll sort that out later, but yeah, so I have a whole bunch of other guitar videos that I recorded in the first session that I did. I recorded about 8 in one go. I think I've uploaded 4 of them or something like that. I think the last one I did was an E minor pentatonic scale, 1 octave. I had another video where I did a 2 octave one, but for some reason I had the mic muted for it, so it was unusable. So I don't remember exactly what I said in it, but I talked a lot. It went on for about 15 minutes straight. I haven't got a clue what I said for 15 minutes straight, just showing you guys the extra octave, but what I basically would have covered in that lesson was gone over the first octave again, you know, reminding you of that. 1 octave. And then done the second half of the octave, which is this. So I think that's what we'll do. Hopefully that'll work, and then I'll post this one up and then upload the rest of the ones that I had, which, you know, it was another couple of chords. It was A and E, I think it was. See that even done now? God, I gotta be careful not to lean out the way. Yep, it's been a weird week. Camera work's shoddy, obviously. But yeah, so yeah. The E minor pentatonic scale. So, you already have your first octave, which is open bottom string. 3rd fret on the bottom string, open 5th, 2nd fret on the 5th string, open 4th, and 2nd fret on the 4th. Okay, so that's your first octave. So, I'm just going to show you quickly the second octave. Obviously, the second half of it, I was going to say, it's not really a half, you know, 1 octave is fine, that's plenty to get you moving your fingers and picking and all that sort of stuff. You can vary it up, you know, whatever you want to do, just pick it. I do recommend just straight picking, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, just getting a feel for alternate picking, because that will come in very helpful later on. One of my main stumbling blocks as a player is really fast, clean alternate picking across different strings. And if you can get the hang of bumping the thumb out, you know, to whatever degree, just don't ask me for the exact technical details of why it works. It allows you to move over the strings easier, you know. So when you get into actual fast stuff where you have to be efficient, it pays off big time. But anyway, so the key idea is we have our first octave. I'm going to teach you the rest of it. So the next string, the G string, the 3rd string, it's the same as the string below it. It's open and 2nd. So from the, you've got your first octave. Then open on the next string, the 3rd string, to the 2nd fret. Then from there, you go to the B string, the 2nd string. And I realise I haven't covered note names with you for the strings. We'll do that in another video, that'll be fine. You don't need to know them right off the bat, you just gotta play. So yeah, I'll cover that later and, you know, cover my ass for being a lousy teacher, but there we go. So, B string, open, to 3rd. Like the bottom string. So you've got, so the whole thing so far, we got our first octave. Then we've got onto the 3rd string, open, 2nd. And then the 2nd string, open, 3rd. And then the top string is same again, open and 3rd. And that gives you just over 2 octaves, you know. It's the extra note there. Technically, the whole 2 octaves is E, E, E on the top string, but you've got that extra bit there. So yeah, I guess that's for luck or something, but yeah. So, the whole thing again, open on the bottom, 3rd on the bottom string, 5th open, 2nd fret on the 5th string, open 4th string, 2nd fret on the 4th string, and the same again with the finger, open on the 3rd, to the 2nd, see what I mean? You got that bit, easy to remember. Then onto the B string, the 2nd string, open, to 3rd, and the same again for the top string, open, to 3rd. Pretty simple, right? So yeah, that's my recommendation. Learn that, practice it up and down. That will get you playing a box shape all over. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last lesson. I probably should have watched the first octave back before doing this one. But yeah, you can play that there. You can also play it up here on the 12th fret. So the 12th fret is just the octave of the open string. That's the one with the 2 dots here, or whatever it is you've got on your guitar. It should be double or a big long bar. You know, it looks obvious, you know, which one the 12th fret is. So yeah, and you can play it up here, let's say. That's the 2 separate bits that I've shown you. The first octave, and then the second, and a bit. But yeah, so yeah, I highly suggest starting here in this position. I missed one. Ignore that. It happens. But yeah, so yeah, that allows you to get the feel for picking and, you know, playing different notes and stuff, almost like you're going to be doing lead playing, without having to worry about, you know, fretting like this, with moving the first finger about all the time to cover, you know, all those open notes, which is what you do. But yeah, we'll get into that later, but the basic idea is do that. And then if you're feeling adventurous and you want something a bit more complicated before I post the next lesson up, or, you know, if you haven't looked up songs yourself to learn, which I do recommend you do, you know, go look up tabs if you can read tab or whatever, watch people playing them, watch people covering them, get a feel, and just experiment. The important thing is just let you play. You know, any little lead bits you can do, like when I started, you know, before I started learning to do any real solos or anything, just a little bit in Boulevard. That's Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day, if there's anyone too young to be familiar with that one. You couldn't avoid it when I was learning guitar, but yeah, so just simple bits. You know, any little simple riff you can do, but till then, till you get to that point where you're comfortable learning things by yourself, or I've shown you lead bits you want to learn or whatever, the 2-octave pentatonic minor scale is brilliant, because it's dead simple, especially in the open position, you know, in the key of E. Very easy, you know, and again, if you want to get adventurous and practice more, do it up here. I do recommend, with the pentatonic scale, I recommend you use your 3rd finger, you know, that one, not the little finger for doing it, even though really you want to practice being efficient with fretting, so, you know, you play there. Sort of a 1 finger per fret kind of deal if you're playing a scale, you know, but with the pentatonic, it does pay to be efficient, that's what I was saying, but with the pentatonic, there's so many riffs in that use the 3rd finger, you know, for more shreddy type playing, you know, they're called licks, you know, things along the lines of, you know, that kind of thing. That type of stuff. It's tricky to do with the little finger. I think in most people the little finger will never be quite as easily strong as the 3rd finger, you know. I can't remember the finger names. I'm certain I learnt them after embarrassing myself in the first lesson or two, but yeah, I mean, you can do it like that. You know, playing it more efficiently using the little finger for those bigger stretches, but I do recommend starting and trying to, you know, move the 3rd, and I've just realized I'm showing you in A there, but that's the point with this, you know, you take the 2-octave, you can move it up and down to any fret you like. Guitarists, I'm certain I said this in the last video, but guitarists have this very easy compared to piano players, you know, or people like that where they have to learn each note. I do recommend you learn the keys and learn the names of the notes you're playing, but to begin with, yeah, it's just a box shape. You can move it up and down. So what I recommend you do with basic lead playing stuff, play that open position, minor pentatonic, you know, up and down, alternate picking very neatly, you know, practice bumping the thumb. If you go into pick, you know, odds are good as a beginner, you'll have the pick slanted a bit funny. Try to get it slanted funny in a way that will help you be more efficient later on. You know, bump out the thumb, practice. And don't overdo it, but, you know, watch your favourite players, see what they do, you know, don't worry about it too much. The main thing is just down, up, however you're comfy, do that. But yeah, so start with the open position. Then when you're feeling more capable, work up here. Where, you know, on the 12th fret, because it's exactly the same distances, you know, it's all the same stuff. You're just using the 12th fret instead of an open string, you know. So you've got 12, you know, E to 15 on the bottom string, G. Man, my action's too low. The sustain is terrible up there, but yeah. So 12th on the bottom to 15th, which is, you know, 0, 3. Add 12 to everything, you know. So the next string, you've got 12 to 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. Again, it's exactly the same. Pretty easy. So, start with the open. When you're more comfortable, go up here, play it with whatever fingers you like, and then start moving it about. You know, play it in different positions where you have to stretch the fingers different amounts. You know, that sort of stuff. You know, use the little finger, use your middle finger, whatever you're comfortable with to begin with for the most part, which would probably be, I guess it depends on how big your hands are. You know, to a lot of people it's easier to use the third finger, to some it'll be the little one. Doesn't matter too much. Just bear in mind that in the future, a lot of licks and stuff that I'm likely to be showing you, I'll probably be picking it with the third finger, with the box shapes, even though I do tend to try to preach, be efficient with your picking. And don't be shy of using the little finger, because you've got to strengthen it sooner or later. But yeah, I think that about covers it. Just, there's your double octave. Start there, then go to the 12th, and then start experimenting with moving it about, getting it in different places. Just bear in mind the first note that you're playing, at 0, it's an E pentatonic because you're starting on an E. So if you play it on a G note, you're playing a G minor pentatonic. If you play it on an A, you're playing an A pentatonic B, C, D, back to E. You know, so yeah, just move it about, experiment, and we'll cover the note names and the string names later. I should have done that in lesson 1, really, but, you know, you're better off just playing. So yeah, don't worry about too much stuff. I really have, I've gone over a lot. I'm almost back up to the original time frame. Maybe I was chatting as much crap as I am in this one, but there you go. E minor, pentatonic, 2 octave. It's a whole box shape, move it up and down. That's a first position shape. When I describe positions, you know, so just, yeah, first position pentatonic. You know, and that's the same if you play it on an A, first position, all the intervals are the same. But anyway, I'm overcomplicating this. Just go play, have fun, catch you next video. Bye. Oop.